Going on, guys? Glad to see everybody back. We got a good one lined up tonight, man. Let's head over to the roll call and give some people some shout outs. Let me pull the chat here. We got see Peter Griffin in here. I'm just gonna put this up there. Thompson, Christina Nadine, Chris Gerwitz, Z's RC Overland, Osborne. We got Jeff Walters, Andrew Ritchie, Rock Wolf. Who else we got in here? Missed a couple at the beginning. Super one-handed. I think I got everybody. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Sorry I missed last week. I had a busy night at work, and with this weather, it was just a mess at work. Hope you guys all here in Michigan stayed warm. Oh, we got Cardboard Crawlers slipping in there late. What's going on, Zach? How you been, man? What's up? Yeah, I hope all you Michiganders are staying warm in that cold spell we had. That was pretty brutal, man. I was not enjoying that. But my work was closed for a few days. What's up, Mitchell? Glad you can make it, bro. So yeah, I did have a few days off, but had to go in on the day of my live stream and just was not able to do it. So sorry, guys, couldn't make that one. So I think I got everybody in the chat covered. Yeah, I think I got everybody. So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about the WPL C74 Jimny hard body, which I was super happy with after I upgraded it. Boy, it ended up being a really fun rig. You know what? I should have did this, and I'll check real quick. I'm going to go to WPL's website, get the price of it. I think it's like $50 if I remember. B-Series. But yeah, it's a great rig, guys. It's right around $50-$60. Out of the box, I was not too happy with it. It's weird. It's like they didn't they just slapped together a bunch of parts on it, and they didn't really work together well. The axles bound up really bad. The drive shafts bound up really bad. Everything just didn't roll smooth out of the box for some reason. But a lot of people said immediately if you change the drive shafts out, you got some improvement. So I did that, and yeah, I did get some improvement. And then I changed the axles were still, the rear one was still real jumpy. So I decided to just ditch that and go with portal axles, which I'm pretty happy with, but I may end up swapping them out with straight axles. There we go. There it is right there. So technically, and I watched the guy's video who looked up the specs and everything of a real Jimny, and then he did the calculations right there on his video, proving that this is truly a 10th scale. But this is what blows my mind. That is an SCX 24 next to it. Hey, what's up, Northwest? Glad you can make it, bro. I specifically been starting them a little bit later possible, just so you can make it. So yeah, this is 10th scale. I mean, I saw the calculations because Jimny, and then I saw some pictures of a real Jimny next to some other vehicles. And boy, they are really tiny. But yeah, in comparison to a 24 scale, not that much bigger. So it's pretty small. It's great for taking out on the trails or doing some crawling with. So like I said, it's like they threw a bunch of odds and end parts into this rig, just knowing that people are going to upgrade it themselves. And I immediately did. You know, I knew I was going to upgrade it. The ESC that they put in is really smooth and quiet, but it doesn't put out enough juice for the new motor that they put in this new transmission. So I've heard multiple people say their ESC burned up, and my ESC burned up as well. I contacted WPL, and they are kind of aware of it. They were pretty willing to send me a replacement if I wanted one, but I had already told them I had upgraded the ESC the way I wanted to, and I had the truck the way I wanted to. You know, I was happy with it. They didn't need to do that. So, and the other person that I saw that had issues with it, he contacted WPL, and they were very good to him. They actually sent him a V3 ESC with audio, and he was all set. Yep, he was all set after that, and he had audio on it. So good on WPL for supporting their product. Some of you guys aren't familiar with WPLs. A lot of people call them toy grade. There's tons of upgrades for them. They're far from toy grade. Like you can see, I've got portals on here. The thing I really like about this one is they did leaf sprung suspension on it that works. Let me see here. I'll adjust the camera here a little bit. You can see it right there. See the shackle. Gives it lots of flex, and then the spring leaf actually has some flex to it because you. So I'm very happy with the flex it has for being a leaf sprung scale vehicle. The front doesn't have as much, and you're never going to get as much out of the front, just because they kind of messed up when they designed the shackle. It hits the bumper mount, and there's no way around it unless you want to lose the bumper completely. Still get a good amount of flex out of it. And if you were to lose one of the plastic leaves, support leaves, you would gain a little more flex out of it, and it would be. That's what I'm going to do with mine. I just haven't had time to do it. Hey, Crawling Chris, you made it. The battery compartment being on the bottom, a lot of people did not like, but since I ended up going with an FMS ESC, which only cost me like I think $25, guys. It was $25. I think I got a spare RC, maybe. I might have went through FMS, and I just went with the Lemur ESC because I had a remote for that. It's very cheap. And I knew it would bind with any of the remotes, even the one with the toggles. You know, the Lemur doesn't use the remote toggles. So I got that. It went right in there, super easy. So I used the 600 milliamp FMS battery. You just pull this little tab, which is a little hard to see, and this door flops open. There's plenty of room for the 600 milliamp. I could put 900 milliamp FMS battery in there easily. Mounted the power switch. You can see it kind of right there under the drive shaft there. And then, I don't know if this is bound to this truck or not. It is. Oh, okay, so these are $25 portal axles that I got. This is the turning radius you get. Pretty good for a scale vehicle with leaf swung suspension. Sorry guys, move it a little bit of there. I'm very happy. The servo is very strong too. Really strong servo. The tires, these are the stock tires. They're soft. They have foams in them. They're grippy, and they go really good through the snow. Really good through the snow. A good interior inside it. When I did the install and the paint job, I had detailed the interior with chrome accents and some painted some stuff on the inside. It was really easy to get the body off. I think it was 6 or 8 screws that were pretty easy to get to. Came right out, no problem. It has a 280 motor in it, which for a vehicle this size is perfect. The transmission I thought was geared a little too much, but it was the ESC. One side, this might be backwards. Yep. Look at the slow crawl with the FMS. Silent, nice and smooth. It is absolutely worth the $60, guys, and the $40 that I spent in upgrades. Very happy with it. Lots of torque. Look at that. I'm gonna throw it off the bench there. Plenty of low-speed torque. Almost drove off the bench. Look at that flex right there. I'm all 3 wheels on the tire on the ground. Still all 3. Oh, the rear one just came up. Driver's rear, but very happy with it. Let's see here. It comes with the standard WPL remote, which, I mean, like I said, it was smooth. It's a new like V2 version that they didn't really even announce. It's really quiet ESC, but it must be very low amperage because it cannot handle this 280. It burns up. You know, in the C24, Owen Rogers picked up the C24, and it came with this new V2. And we were both shocked at how quiet it was and how smooth it was in the C24. And but it seems like it has a higher or a lower stall out rate than their old one does. So you trade off the quiet for a lower stall. A worse stalling rate. Wheels turned on the remote, and it's great. For leaf sprung suspension, I would say WPL did really, really good. I think they did really good. And if you let me pull up here. I purposely brought this page to show you guys. Too far. Okay, so yeah, there. So these are all metal straight axles that you can get for this. $22. All metal casing, metal gears, everything, direct fit, for $22. For $26, but you get a 5% coupon on Amazon, you can get these ones that I got, portal axles with plastic housing, metal gears though, all metal. I opened them up and greased them up. You know, I've used these before, and I've had no problem with these. They work really good. They're significantly geared down because this thing really cruises stock. That's full bore right there. That's full blast. So that's, and being leaf sprung suspension with these portals that sit pretty high, they give you ample room in these wheel wells to go to 1.5. And there's a huge array of 1.5s that fit the MN and WPLs. So, and these portals here, back up. These portals come with metal drive shafts even. So right there, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're taking care of the plastic drive shaft problem, and you're taking care of the axle problem for $25. that right there, just doing the axles and the drive shafts, you may never burn out the stock ESC. The reason my stock ESC burned out was it was so jumpy and jittery that it was binding up, and it just overheated the ESC. And when I opened it up, I could see exactly what burned up. So if you know somebody that's interested in getting into the hobby, and you know they like scale things or like model things, this is a great rig for them to go with. Cheap upgrades. Like I said, I've got $45 into it, I think. And I'm like super happy with it. I've been driving it. It drives so good in the snow with those portals. I mean, I don't know though. I feel like I should go back to the straight axles, the metal straight axles. We're going to do a little poll here. Hope I spelled that right. Should I go with portals or should I go with straight? Should I ditch the portals and go straight? Thought about putting the straight axles on my WPL LCG rig that I have, which already has metal straight axles. I'm thinking I should ditch them just because unless I go with the bigger tires. That's the only way I feel like I should keep the setup I have now. Oh, you guys are making me torn now because it keeps bouncing back and forth. You guys were saying no, and now it's saying yes. Oh, I know, Northwest. I saw that, yeah, they've been teasing it for a while now. They keep slipping up and putting the new K10 in a bunch of their advertisements in the background. I don't know if they do it on purpose or not. What size hex? It's an odd size hex, Peter. It's like a 5mm hex. But they do make a ton of different tires and wheels and rims, and they make steel bead locks, and they make wheel weights for them. I know you can get like those axles, all metal axles I showed you guys earlier, the straight ones. There is, so this version is for WPL directly, which means these are the same width as the WPL axles. You can also get the MN metal axles, which are significantly wider and will fit right on the truck as well, give you widening. And I know the MN ones, the front axle weighs 113 grams, and the rear axle weighs, I think, 90 grams. So they're heavy axles. They give you the weight that you need down low. I don't even really use wheel weights when I use the straight axles on like a WPL or an MN rig. There's a huge array of motor and transmission setups for MNs. You can go with their single speed 180s, which are a great setup, 5-gear transmission, tons of torque and decent wheel speed. It pushes really big rigs with a really smooth crawl. But everybody's favorite is usually their 2-speed 370, which you can pick up really cheap, like $30 maybe. 370 motor with metal gears, shift servos included, everything. So if you were to go with the FMS ESC, like the Lemur one or whatever, any of their newer ones, it already has the shift buttons on it, so you can get the 372 speed, hook it up, and you're already all set to go. You're already all set to go with your 2-speed. If I ditch these portals, I'm going to gain a ton of wheel speed, and I'm really thinking that I kind of want to do that, because with the slow crawl that I have now with the FMS ESC, I'll be able to control that speed. Where with the stock one, it's a little jumpy. It was hard to control on inclines and stuff like that. On the side here and pull the desk cam back up. I think the servo is 17 kilogram servo stock, but they do make, and I'm pretty sure Rockwell can verify this for me. I believe WPL makes a Metal Gear 25 kilogram servo now. It's the same size that I've gotten in some of their newer rigs that is really good. I'm really enjoying it. So there's your motor transmission setup. Your motor is hidden behind this plastic guard. A lot of people have already trimmed this plastic guard off. It's useless. But if you trim that guard off, you can bolt on a 370 motor directly to this transmission, no problem. And then you're going to gain even more slow crawl with some more torque. So there's a lot of room for upgrade on this. I'm super happy with the suspension. I'm really happy with everything all around. I was going to upgrade everything that I did to it already. I rarely leave like a WPL rig stock. They always need some, most RCs need something. This one needed a new ESC and new axles. But yeah, it's a solid scale rig, man. That servo, I mean, you can't, for the price I paid, $60. I mean, and now they have, I got the white one, which I highly recommend if you're going to paint it, because it almost felt like the body was like sanded or something. Felt like it was very ready for paint out of the box. I still sanded it, but it felt like it was really ready for paint right out of the box. It had a very grip feel to it. So I sanded it down and just slapped some yellow paint on it, and then bought that weathering kit, gave that a shot. I was somewhat happy with the way it came out. I learned a lot from it. I do recommend that kit that I got. I wish I had it. It was on my last live stream at the end or whatever. I talked about it. I do recommend that kit. It was super easy to work with. Paint did exactly what it was supposed to do. Really easy to work with it, and it dried fast. If you're looking to weather some stuff or try it, I recommend that stuff. Yeah, you'll have to check my last stream out because I can't remember the name of it. I need to figure out how to get a hold of you, Northwest, like how we communicate, so we can work on having you come on the show. Because I'd really like to pick your brain on that MN82. If you guys haven't checked out Northwest's channel recently. Just pop over there. He got the MN82 Toyota before I did, so he did a really good review on it, and he does a nice run video on it. Beautiful truck, man. They nailed it. So yeah, if you're bored, check out his channel. He's got some good reviews on there. But yeah, Northwest, do you have Instagram? I think I've asked you this before. I don't think you have Instagram. Yeah, well, I think the MN82 is like $50, I think, or somewhere around there, 50, 60 bucks. Another one. These Chinese companies are really nailing it, the scale-looking trucks lately. The MN82, the WPL Jimny. I'm not even a Jimny fan, but I really like this rig, guys. I really like this rig. Like, they came out with the white. There's a robin's egg bluish colored one, which is pretty sharp. They have like a matte, like dark green one that's really sharp. They have another color that I'm spacing on. They have another color as well. 51 bucks delivered, Northwest said on the MN82. That's, they call it a 12 scale. I'd have to hear Northwest's opinion on that. It looks a little bit more on the 16th to 14th scale, if I had to say. Just judging from MN, I own 3 MN 12 scales already, and I can tell they're much bigger than that one from your video. But I was super impressed with his video on the 82 on a slow crawl. It looks like it's got plenty of torque. A decent servo. I know it's going to be eventually going to wear out on him. Their plastic servos eventually strip out. But there's lots of options. Just like with this WPL, if the servo dies on me or something, there's a ton of options. And everything is very cheap. Servos are like $15, maybe 20 bucks for like a 25 kilogram one. They'll fit right in there, drop right in. 1/14th turn, but it's claimed to be 112. Yep. Yeah, still 51 bucks. 51 bucks for a very, very scale licensed Toyota LC79, I think they call it, with semi-scale suspension. Yeah. So, how many of you guys out there in the chat already own a WPL or an NN truck? Just curious. I mean, you can go full out upgrade directly from WPL's website. You can, buy the truck from their website. You can get the metal axle kits from their website, metal servos from their, wheel weights, the wheels, everything. You can get all the upgrades, the upgraded ESC with the soundboard, everything, and the speaker all included, which that's a really good ESC. I put it in one of my trucks, and it's a really good ESC. It's a little noisy, but if you turn the audio on, it covers up the sound of the whine of the ESC. The WPL drift truck. Yeah, that is the WPL drift truck hardboards. It's like the D42 or something like that. I have both portal and non-portal axle rigs, Osborne says. Yeah, basically all the WPL MN parts will usually interchange. Same with like WPL, MN, JGRC, They're usually all interchangeable, which is really nice, you know, because sometimes you can't find what you want on one, you can find the other, but and the tires are all interchangeable. But usually WPL usually makes the better of the tires for those rigs. Like I'm really happy with these tires. So they got foams in them. They're real grippy. They went great through the snow, and I did a little bit of crawling on the days the rocks were visible, and they gripped well on the rocks. They gripped well, and the flex was great. I mean, if I were to ditch this tire, this tire on the back here, because it's a little tough. But honestly, I have not rolled this once. I've had it out a ton of times. I have not rolled it once. It does really well. It seems balanced really well. And I bet it would be 10 times better with the straight metal axles. I should do like some sort of, I don't know, contest to see who can do the best looking one of these. Have you guys, whoever buys one of these does the best looking one, gets a prize or something. Because yeah, WPL actually sent me a coupon code for my channel. I should put it on. Maybe I'll add it on the video description after I end the stream. But they did give me a discount code to where you can get some money off on this, I believe. So you could get it for even less, guys. And if that's the case, definitely pick one up. I mean, it's super fun. And if you're a Suzuki Jimny fan, you know, it's just such good control of that FMS CSC. Knock over my back. Yeah, very happy. Oops. Camera tilted. Yeah, that servo is plenty strong for a rig this size. Yeah, look at that. It'll literally move the truck away. So they really did good. It does have lights. I just didn't hook them up. I'm pretty sure that they will work just fine with the FMS ESC. Or you could put a new light, completely new light kit in it. It only comes with headlights. They are the nice yellow. They're like correct lights for the year of the vehicle, the nice yellow ones. It does have. You could put some of the 3mm ones, I think, in right here in these little side spots. And there is some spots in here for, I think, 3mm lights, three ports. I just colored this all red. It was clear. I did see some people color it, leave it clear, orange, and then red, and then put multiple lights in there, or just a clear light all three up. That was really good. I was just pretty lazy after I did all the other work to it. I was like, I just want to drive it. So I called it good after that. But I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good deal for that price? Do you think the MN82 is a good deal at that price? You know, I personally think it's a home run. I like scale vehicles, so that dual rate turned up just a bit too much, so it's 3 beyond on me real bad. Ooh, look at that. That is a sharp turning radius for a $50 truck. For the stock servo too. Good motor. Basically, you get an excellent hard body with good interior, good tires, a good motor, a great servo for $50. All you need to provide is some cheap axles, drive shafts usually come together, and an ESC, which a lot of you could use an axial ESC. I know a lot of you guys got axial ESCs laying around, extra ones. Slap one of those in there, you're gonna get the same result basically. Super smooth. I think for the price I'd play around with it. Oh, Mitchell, you would have a blast with it. It's a fantastic, I mean, and for me it's just the right size. It's just the right size for me, you know. You can have a heck of an adventure with it because it's the size, you know. Doesn't fit in the palm of my hand like an axial, you know, but I can drive down a trail with it, you know, and do some crawling with it and cover some distance. So what did you guys say? 58% of you guys said yes on the portals. Do any of you guys have suggestions for lowering it with the portals? I'd be curious what Jim Rockwell has to say. He's a pretty good WPL expert. Because the way it's set up with that shackle, I don't really want to lose it. Front sits higher than the rear a little bit, just because the rear has such good flex. Mitchell, I'm running a V2 axial in my Bronx. Which I don't know why I just didn't switch it out to a different FMS ESC since I had so many FMS trucks. I may do that because the axial ESC I have in my Bronx is very... I was curious, Jim, what you thought about lowering this leaf sprung suspension without losing the shackles, keeping the somewhat flex, because that's about max flex on the front right now. The rear is great. I mean, I get up there. It's perfect room to put 1.5s. But the front, even if I did 1.5s, it's just sitting too high. Can't really get it. I guess fronts. They're mounted just like the rear with like a shackle that like flexes. Oh, that's a good idea, Jim. That's a good idea, Jim. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Mountain springs to the bottom of the axle. I might be able to make that work. Yeah, I'll have to play around with that, Jim. Good idea. And that also I can get it out my way. So yeah, 50-70%. Yeah, Jim. Just yep. So yeah, for the price, I've been very happy with it. It's worth the money. You guys are looking to pick up a cheap rig that's easy to upgrade, like super easy and fun to just weather. It looks great if you do weathering to it, even, you know, not professional job. Still looks good, you know. And like I said, it went great through the snow with the stock tires. I do have some MN tires that I may throw on it that are bigger. Which, you know, I may leave the suspension the way it is once I get some bigger tires on those. But, yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. Super, super, super happy with it. I'm probably going to throw a couple more upgrades onto it. I may pick up another one either. You know, if I get my hands on that dark green one, that one's really sharp. I may pick that one up too. Yeah. Did anybody pick up that Oster Jeep? Northwest, did you order one of those yet? I played around with it some more after a few days after the stream, and I got a little bit of nice weather, and yeah, that thing is totally worth the money, guys. Oh, Peter, yeah, you are going to be super happy with it, Peter. Yeah, you are going to be super happy with it. That motor is just like, it's overkill, but the ESC is so smooth, it's so easy to control. You barely use any of the throttle to like climb over the stuff with it. It's a really good rig. You'll have to let me know. I haven't opened up the shocks yet, if they're oil or not. They act like they're friction, but they are. They're just tuned really well to that truck because there's not a lot of bounce to it. They flex really good, but for being a hard body, it doesn't bounce a lot. It's a really good rig. It's a really good rig for like $80. But if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, I would definitely, you know, and cheap, obviously, you know, very cheap. You know, if your budget's tight, then, you know, this thing does great outside in the rocks and stuff, trail, and it's just really fun. Can you turn a foot down so the knuckles are first? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I had to do that actually on this when I got it. Yeah, sometimes the axles will come. Well, when I put them on, I didn't have the ability to reverse the throttle with the stock ESC, so I either had to reverse the motor, and it was a big hassle. So I just flipped the portal ends. Yeah, if you pick up that Oster Jeep, you won't be disappointed, especially if it's like your first rig into crawling. You'll be very happy with it, and it'll get you hooked on it big time. Big time. But if you're on a budget and you're looking to get into it, something like, you know, that right there is fun. You're doing it yourself. Or also, WPL has their KM line of vehicles, which most of their vehicles they're like, they expect you to buy it basically and upgrade it with their parts. That's why they have so many upgrades themselves. Their KM kits, though, which I'll probably do an episode on. I own all their KM kits. Their KM kits come basically ready to go. You provide the electronics, but everything else is there, and everything is solid. Comes with solid metal axles that you assemble yourself. Casings metal, gears are metal. 25 kilogram servo. Overkill motor, 372 speed motor it came with. It was like $100, and it was very scale. It came with a real wood bed that I had to assemble myself, but it was easy directions, and when I got it together, it was a sweet rig for $100. I think I put a 1080. I went overkill on that for hobby and everything, but very happy with it. Just as happy as I would be for a, you know, $250, you know, big name rig. I drive it more than my big name rigs. So their KM kits are really good, I will say that. A lot of times they throw in a free winch too, with a motorized winch with their KM kits from their website. So, and they have good customer service. Yeah, you know, I've been happy. I own a lot of WPL trucks. I own a lot of MN trucks. A lot of MN trucks are garbage. On their lower end ones are garbage. I will say that they're Chinese crap. But just like WPL, they have a level that is much better. MN, what do they? I don't think they call it like anything like AM like WPL does, but they have a couple kit trucks that are really good. Hands down, the best directions I've ever seen on any kits. And I've bought 3 of those kits, and all 3 of them came with the same huge manual with clear directions, color pictures, like color coded on what gets done first, second, third. It took me like 4 hours to put together a super scale vehicle. All the doors open, everything, motor is fantastic. I'll do an episode on the MN True 112 scale vehicles. I have 3 of them that are all, and I love all 3 of them. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. So yeah, that's all I really want to say about that one, I think. Oh, I will touch base real quick because I'm sure some of you guys already saw it in shorts and the stuff I posted, that you can get from FMS's website, guys. You can get the LC80 interiors now. Two different versions. One with a blonde-haired guy and one with the dark-haired guy. You do have to assemble the guy. You have to put his head on and everything, and you have to drill out mounting holes on the interior to mount it to the body. It's not a big deal. I use like a hand threading drill to do it by hand. It was a little bit of a pain to put in. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's a little bit of a pain to put in. It does come with clear glass, but it doesn't come pre-drilled in the top for the light bar wires to go through. So you have to drill a hole through there, which wasn't a big deal. But then you have to run the wires along the edge there, down the window corner there to hide them. It was more work than I had expected. I feel like it should have been a lot easier than it was. And it comes just a black interior. It's just all black, except for his head. So I had to paint, oops. Here. Yeah, I had to paint like the seats and everything, and his shirt, and his pants, and the dash, and all that. I did some other chrome things that were unnecessary because you basically won't ever see them, but I'm a little bit anal about interiors being painted in a specific way. I spend more time on the interior usually than I do on the outside of the truck, and you never really ever see the interior. Yeah, Andy. If you order it, you'll get the clear glass with it. And something that I did not notice at first, so I can see. I'll have to zoom the camera back in because it's really hard to see this. So there you go. You can see it right there. You can see right here that they kept the little lines for the defrost. That was something that I know, like Cardboard Crawlers mentioned when he got his. I was like, oh man, I love how they have the little defrost lines on the back of the window and on the tinted window. And I was like, yeah, that is a really nice little tiny detailed touch, And I was like, I bet they won't do it on the other one. And they did. They took the time. So kudos to FMS for that extra tiny little detail that a lot of people won't probably even notice. But I loved it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, but so the LC80 is awesome, and if you already have like like I said, the Patriot, you might as well just buy the FCX 18 parts and stick it on that, you know. But yeah, so interior's out. FMS's website, guys. 2 different versions. Shipping takes a little bit on it. I don't know if they sold. Well, originally they sold out like that. They sold out so fast. And if you go to FMS's website, I highly recommend you guys signing up for either RC or FMS's website. It's free, but you'll gain those points. You know, you gain those points for every purchase, and those points will rack up. You know, and you can sign up if a part is sold out. You can have them text you when it comes back in stock, and that's what I did with the interior. When it came back in stock, I got a text at like 4 a.m. and I rolled out of bed and I hit purchase. So totally worth it, you know. And I had some points, so I ended up getting like a bunch of money off it. So I ended up not spending very much on it, and I already had paint to do the interior. So, but I highly recommend you only doing just the driver and maybe the seats. You can't really see anything else. Don't waste your time detailing some of the other stuff they did on the inside. You won't really see it. So yeah, we're creeping up on an hour here, guys. So I'm gonna I do have a spotlight truck for the week. That's right. Yep. Kick over to that real quick. Bam. Too far. Still too far. This is from Make It RCs, I believe. Yep, Make It RC on Instagram. His lemur, which I told you guys, I started seeing people mod these things out, and they perform like super good, like when they're modded out. So, you know, it's, you know, look at that. He's got the metal or the brass, you know, portal weights. It looks awesome. Different rims, different tires. It looks like he might have lowered it somehow and changed out the links. They do sell. FMS already does. FMS already does sell like a metal upgrade kit for the lemur. I saw it on their website because I had to buy some links for mine, and yeah, they had the metal link kit for the lemur already on there, so I picked that up, and they have a few other metal upgrade parts for it that you can pick up. So you can see right there what a capable rig it can be. So yeah, Make It RC really nailed it on that one. Check his Instagram out. He's got a lot of good pictures and some good videos on there of different rigs. But kind of makes me want to do some upgrades to my lemur now, because that looks pretty sick. Yeah, you're right, Andy. It is a sweet looking buggy. So yeah, don't slouch on that FMS lemur, guys. It's, you know, it's a fun rig out of the box, but with that upgrade right there, it is probably a sick crawler, and you still have the 2-speed that's really fast. So can't remember off the top of my head, but the lemur's priced right. RC never got back to you about your prize cardboard. Really? They got right back to me about my hat. Sent me my hat. Yeah, speaking of that. Yeah, shout out to RC for the hat they sent me. Awesome. That's a nice quality hat, man. Their shirts and their hats are very top quality, guys. Like, if you're like hats and stuff like that, you know, and obviously you're into RC, that's why you're here. their shirts, hats, and hoodies are very good quality. Like, it's like not the button either. It's cloth, adjustable with a pinch strap. And I guess I probably cut that off because my head isn't that big, but yeah, it's a nice looking hat. Yeah, represent RC because they hook us up with so many good things, man. They hook us up with all sorts of buy one get ones and giveaways and coupons, and yeah, Joe and the rest of RC over there, they're awesome, absolutely awesome. Reach out to them again, Cardboard. Definitely try and reach out to them again. So, we're creeping up on 600 subs, guys. So 750 is going to be right around the corner, and I thought about doing those die-cast rigs for the 750 giveaway. Then I thought about the Oster rig because that's just killer. And then I went back and I found that die-cast Land Rover that I had showed you guys briefly. They have a different version of it out. It's a pro version, and it's got a bunch of more metal parts on it, and it's got extra lights on it. It's got bigger tires, and it is like absolutely awesome. So I may pick one of those up and drive it for a little bit and give it away, or I don't know. I'll probably do a poll on my community with the pictures of a bunch of different trucks and let you guys kind of decide what the 750 sub giveaway will end up being, because it's going to be a truck, not a super expensive truck, but something cool, something fun. So yeah, my camera, Jeff, my camera adjusts. This new camera adjusts the light all weird. Like if I see, look at it. I haven't figured out all the settings on this camera yet. It's got a bunch of different stuff. I've been lazy about the stream and stuff. Cold weather has made me very lazy. So, trying to get out of a winter rut, guys. It's tough getting out there crawling, shooting videos when it's like -20. So, but warm weather's coming, so I'll be getting some videos out here soon. And next week we might be doing some giveaways. I still have a bunch of hats, still have a LC80 shirt, some more. I still got to get Osborne your keychain and pin. I got an envelope ready to go, dude. I just have been a little bit busy, and the weather's been crappy. But yeah, we may do a small giveaway next week. Some hats and some more keychains and shit like that. But I haven't even decided what next week's truck's going to be. Maybe those MN12 scales, because I really do like those trucks. So yeah. So on that note, guys, I am going to get out of here. Thanks for all stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, guys. Thanks for coming by if you're new. All you Michiganders, stay warm. Careful on the roads if you're out about the next few days. So, but all right, guys, I will see you next Monday.